What's up, guys? Today's gonna be a bit of a different video. I'm gonna be using my beautiful whiteboard, and today we're gonna be attacking position sizing. People don't understand that when you're day trading Forex, you need to know your limit and play within it. It's almost like gambling, guys. Okay, that's our OG slogan here in Canada, and I'm pretty sure it's very similar for you guys around the world when it comes to gambling. Forex is not gambling though, okay? You could strategically gamble your way to profits. And if you think gambling is gambling, there's a lot of people that make money gambling as well. But side note, okay? Position sizing. Depending on the account size that you have, okay? You need to make sure that you're sizing yourself in a way where you can survive. Personally, I say at least a full penny of drawback or 100 pips, okay? So that's 100 pips, right? 100 pips of drawback. So that means if you took a 0.01 lot, okay, you would be down with 1,000 pips, okay? 1 penny per 100 in that would give you $1. You'd be down 10 bucks, okay? $10. I don't know if you guys can see that, all right? $10 for 1,000 pips. That's a full penny. Understand that, guys. If the market moves 2 full pennies in any currency pair that you're trading, that's $20 of deficit. On a $100 account, you could survive any drawback with a $100 account like that, okay? So what I like to do when I'm scaling in on my positions, okay, I'll take smaller lot sizes if I was going to take a full lot size. All right, so if on a $100 account, if I knew my max position sizing, and this is me personally, the max I'll go with a $100 account is 0.05 in open trades. So what I'll do is, to get this to where I want it to, I'll break it into 5, okay? So I'll break this into 5 0.01 lots. When I see my setup come, I throw my first lot in, okay? If my setup continues to move in the direction that I need it to, I will add another lot, okay? And so on and so forth. Why do I do this? I understand that in your MT4, it allows you to manage the trade by basically closing it at a certain deficit. So that means if you have a $1 lot open, okay, you can go into your MT4 and only close 25 cents of that $1 lot. Okay, so that means instead of having a 1.0 lot open, you're gonna have a 0.75 lot open. So you didn't have to close that whole trade. Okay, don't forget that you can do that on the MT4. That's something I just learned about 2 years ago. With this now, what this allows me to do is manage the trade. Let's say the trade does go south on me. At some point, I know my market analysis is going to play out. There's always fake out, there's always breakouts in places where they're going to try to stop, let's say, the bigger players out. With these small accounts, you can grow them. You just need to be patient and do not oversize to a point where you're getting hit with a margin call. If you're working with a broker and you don't know what your margin call is, that's a problem. Okay, I know my margin call is 50%. All right. So once I get to 50% of the account in open trades, that's my margin call. And then as soon as I get to negative 50, that's when the trades will be stopped out. Okay. So know your margin call for your broker so that you're not oversizing with your trades. All right. Like I said, what I like to do is you need to know your max risk. I know that out of a $100 account, if the market moves 1 whole penny, 100 pips, I know I'm going to be at a deficit of what? I'm going to lose at least, 10% of that account. Okay? $10 is 10% of that account. When you have a small account, that's not that much money. If you're risking 1%, okay, of a $100 account, how long is it going to take you to grow that account? Extremely long. Okay? So 10% I think is a reasonable risk to come back from that deficit. Okay, just remember I said that, guys. Always take your lot sizes and try your best to break them down so that you can scale into your positions properly and you don't get caught up in bad trades that you're waiting to come back on. Okay? This is a great method that I learned from a gentleman when I was trading binary options. All right? We would take our lot sizes that we'd usually use, or we take our entry points and we throw them in as small points, because it's not always going to be working in your favor, your strategy. Okay? So you need to be able to survive any drawback. My ex-girlfriend, she does the same thing. She'll place a trade knowing full well that she has the account capital to survive any type of movement in that market. And then she'll come back, and when she sees that trade in a bit of a profit, that's when she'll take profit from the trade. Okay? So lot sizing, guys, it is really important. As I told you guys in the demo account, when you start to move up to, let's say you get to yourself to a $10,000 account, and this is where I think is the greatest mark that you can never come back from. Once you get your account to 10K, it is hard to break that account. Almost impossible to break that account. When you get your account to 10K now, what type of lot sizes do you think you should be taking? Personally, I'm probably going to take maybe one full lot, one standard, but I'm not going to take a full standard. I'm going to break up that full standard into 10 0.10 lots. Max, okay? And the max I'll probably go with an account like this one, right? Let's say that market does move down 1,000 pips. What am I going to be at a deficit at? Okay, times 1,000, 1,000 pipettes. So that would be 100 pips, okay? I'm going to be at a deficit at $100, okay? For 1,000 pips, all right? That means if I took 10 0.10 lots, okay? That means the max drawdown I'm going to see if that market moves an entire penny against me is $1,000, okay? So, like I said, for a market to move an entire 100 pips in one day, to grab 100 pips in a day is not easy, guys. All right, we need to see some real market movement in order to grab 100 pips in a day. So mind you, 100 pips is a lot of movement. So if you could survive 100 pips of drawback, unless that market is trending a certain way and you are completely, when I mean completely against the wave of the trend, then you should be concerned, because at that point you did no market analysis and you just started throwing trades in, right? When I have trades running, just like on the managed accounts that I'm running right now, we saw the managed accounts go down into a deficit of, let's say, negative $17 on 3 to 4 0.1 lots, all right? But now we're up $18 because we waited, and because the account capitals were capable of surviving any form of drawback that account's seen, okay? So remember, I told you that, guys. Lot sizing is very important. You can't just start throwing trades in. The next thing I notice people struggle with the most, taking profit. Guys, I still struggle with this today. You need to be able to stop, look at that trade and be like, I'm done with this. I'm taking my profit and I'm leaving. When you expect that trade to go places, you need to be realistic. In hindsight, everything is easy. Okay? Everything is easy. But in the moment, you need to stop and be able to hone in on what's going on and take your profit. Okay, so the next video I'm going to be dropping, same thing. I'm going to have my little whiteboard on the screen here. As you can see, my little other clock in the background, patience and fear. Read that, guys. But this is what this video is about, position sizing, guys. You need to scale in your positions. You don't need to use my method if you're confident on your setup. You can go right into it with your full lot size. But what I like to do is to throw in smaller lot sizes before, just to build up to the size that I want to get to. Okay, it helps me manage the trade even if it starts to go into a deficit. Like I said, you guys could still do that on the MT4 by just closing a part of the lot. So I don't want to make this video too long, but lot sizes, guys, make sure you understand your lot sizes, understand your account capital, and if you have any questions about this video, please comment in the leave a comment below. Like if you like the video, dislike if you don't like this video, okay? And make sure you guys make sure you guys stay tuned for more content, okay? I'm gonna try my best to get you guys this content that's in my brain the stuff that I do as quick as possible because you guys are asking for it. I saw another gentleman ask me for time frames that I use. We're gonna cover all that stuff very, very soon. But I needed to cover this, your lot sizes, guys. For those who are new, study your lot size. For those who are not new, if you want to apply my strategy, I know this gentleman name, I think it's the jackpot strategy or something like that on YouTube. I think he does something very similar. He likes to scale in his lot sizes as well, so he'll break them up. Very, very small lot sizes, but he has lots of them. It can become a bit tedious to start managing those because you got to close a lot of trades. But like I said, it's just the way I like to do things. Okay, it's the way I learned how to trade. Right? When you find something that works, don't reinvent the wheel. Let it roll. I love you guys. Stay tuned for the next video. As I said before, like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, leave a comment below. And I'll see you in the next video. About to hit a workout.